Hi Stampers, it's Nancy from Stampin'shout. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this week it's day 4 of my Countryside Corners video series. So every week I pick one stamp set and then I do 5 daily videos and there are 5 giveaways. So whoever leaves a comment is entered to win the giveaway, and the giveaway is today's card. And today's card is a centerfold card. So again, every day I give away a card based on the comments, and then I announce the winners on Monday. So here is today's card. It's a centerfold step card. Lots of fun to make. But let's talk just a little bit more about the stamp set and the dies. So the stamp set is one big stamp, very big. In today's card, we're only going to use the center part, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. And then there's 7 dies. And when I explain these to you on my website, if I need you to cut out the largest one, I'm going to call that die 1. So the largest one is die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the smallest one is die 7. So I just want to make sure you knew that, so when you read my directions, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. But of course, you can always email me with questions at stampin'shout@gmail.com. So tomorrow I'm going to have, or later on after this video, I'll have all of the information on my website. So I will have more pictures of today's card, the supplies that I use, shopping links, sizes, everything you need will be there. So make sure you go there to get that information. So let's bring in today's supplies. So I'm using a Night of Navy base, and this is 8 inches by 4 1/4. It's not 8 1/2. I cut a 1/2 inch off, and I scored it at 3, 6, and 7. Then I have a Night of Navy piece that is 3 by 6, and I scored it at 4 1/4. And then for the inside, I have white pieces, and then I have lots of designer series paper. Let me bring all that in. And each piece of my designer series paper is going to have a white mat. So again, I have all those sizes on my website. This designer series paper is called Countryside Inn. It's gorgeous. All of this stuff coordinates. So you have the die set, you have the stamp set, you have the pretty designer series paper, and there's even a really cute embossing folder. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll see that I've used all of this in all of my cards here and there. So got a really lot of good ideas hopefully there. So let's bring in these 2 pieces that I've already scored. And you want to make sure that you use your bone folder on this because it's a fun fold, and you just want to make sure that the creases are nice and sharp. So that's the main one. This one here is going to be the same way. And then the next one is just going to be opposite. So let's show you how that's going to look. So that is how it's going to be when it's on there. And then this one is going to go here. So let's keep going. I'm going to go ahead and glue my matte pieces to the DSP. You're going to notice on this matte piece, which goes on the bottom of our card, which I'll show you in a minute, that for the designer series paper, I just cut out the 2 ends. I could cut the whole strip, it's no big deal, but I had some tiny scraps left over, so I just cut the 2 ends. The middle part's not going to show, so it just saves a little bit of paper. So let me show you how I did this really quick. So I had a piece of scrap of boho blue, and it kind of looked like that before I started, one big solid piece. I took die 3 and die 4 and laid it down and cut that out. So I ended up with this little frame piece, and this piece I'll save and use for another card. Then I also took my designer series paper and I cut that out with die 3. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this little frame piece to my designer series paper. So that frame piece fits just perfectly over the designer series paper. So now I'm going to bring in a stamp, and we're going to do just a little bit of stamping here. And I'm going to bring in this big old stamp, and I'm going to show you how to just get the center part. Now I have a marker, and I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to ink up the part that I want. So again, this is a marker, it's not the blends. If you don't have the marker, you would just take your stamp pad, ink it up just in the center as much as you can. You don't have to cover the whole thing. And then go ahead and stamp on your scrap. Now I'm going to bring in the stamp that says "For You," and that is from the Lasting Joy stamp set. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to stamp that a little bit over to the right, because I'm going to have a flower that's going to be covering part of that up. So let's bring in Boho Blue and stamp a flower. And this flower is from the Lasting Joy stamp set, same stamp set. And for the center of that flower, I am going to stamp Misty Moonlight. Just a little bit darker. That's pretty. For this, I'm going to bring in die 6, and I'm going to cut that out, and I will be right back. So that's cut out. I'm going to fussy cut out the flower, and then we'll put our card together. Okay, let's glue some of these pieces on. Now let's bring this piece back in, and I'll show you how it creates the center step. So bring in your tear and tape. So the fold's going like this. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to put 2 pieces of tear and tape at the bottom of the long section, and a piece of tear and tape right there at the top. I'm going to remove the bottom parts, the bottom tape. I'm going to bring the card in. So there's the front of our card. This sticky part is going to go right here in the center. So I'm just looking at it. I'm eyeballing it. And I'm just going to lay that down like that. Now we're going to close the card all the way up, just like that. It's all closed up. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take the tape off. And then just close it. And where it lands is exactly where it's supposed to be. And that's how you create that front step piece. So now we're going to decorate this. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue this piece on. You could do this first before you glue it to your card. It might make it a little bit easier. Then I'm going to glue this part right onto the front of my sentiment. And I am going to pop this up. I'm going to put this right in this front, in the center, just like that. Then I have one more little piece to do. So I'm going to bring in a scrap of Night of Navy, and I'll bring in the number 7 die, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and I'll be right back. So this cut out that little tiny little banner piece, and I actually should have put this on before I glued the flower on, but I can still make it work. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue at the top of each one of these. And then I'm going to put it on the back of the flower, just like a little banner. There's your center step like that. It folds flat to fit in your envelope, and then it opens like that. So you can put whatever. Let me show you the inside of the other one. The other one I did stamp in I'm so thankful. So the front says for you, and then inside I'm so thankful. I'm not sure what I want to put on this one yet, so I'm not sure what I'll stamp. In fact, this one is going out to as the gift for today, so maybe I'll leave it blank and let whoever gets it stamp what they want inside, or you could always write inside too. But again, all the comments will be entered to win today's card, and then I'll announce the winner on Monday. All the information's on my website as to the sizes and the colors and the supplies that I used. And if you shop with me, there is my host code. And I appreciate you shopping with me. Thank you very much. And I will be back tomorrow. We fussed a lot today, so tomorrow is going to be quick and easy. So Friday's card will be a little fast project. So I hope you can join me tomorrow at noon. Please share my video with your friends. I would appreciate it. And don't be shy. Stamp and shout.